What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Wild Talkers Gaming. Today, I'm going to be going over the top 4 decks that came out of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel Grand Series. This is a series that was done on the Speed Duel Tourney Discord that is going to have a link to it in the description down below. So if you want to join some cool tournaments, I'm currently in a ban list tournament right now on that. So they do have a lot of really unique and cool tournaments, and I have a lot of fun every time I play them. So I highly recommend you play it, or at least give it a try yourself. But this is Speed Duel Grand Series. This is just a awesome idea that he came up with, which just gives out prize support instead of cash. So first place for this tournament was Serpent Night Dragon. It was a 14-player tournament, so a little bit more than an average locals, which is really nice. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, and I got the top four for it. I played my own deck in it, but I did not do well in it. I think I got fifth place actually, so I did better than I thought I was going to do. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump into the top four for this. Number one on our list is going to be Cool Dead Punk, and he's playing a Moss deck. So, going over the Moss deck and everything, if you don't know what it does, it's Cocoon of Ultra Evolution. You tribute one of your opponent's monsters that's equipped with a parasite because it's an insect, summon a perfectly ultimate Great Moss from your deck. And so, yeah, it's really crazy. You just can't normal or special summon the turn you use that effect, right? And yeah, you can't use its second effect and the first effect in the same turn to shuffle a card, an insect from your graveyard into your deck and draw a card. So, yeah, it's good, but it's gotten nerfed 3 different times. Still probably the best deck of the format, but I digress. Going over the deck, we play the triple Parasite double Moss package that every Parasite deck plays. This is just, bring out your boss monster by tributing your opponent's monster dot deck, so this is how you do it. Breaker the Magical Warrior is being played at 3, which is the normal thing I usually see from Moss decks. Very seldomly do I see anything different. Playing one main deck Jinzo, which is really cool. David Warrior is kind of like insane in this format, so having the Jinzo in the main deck makes a lot of sense. Triple DD Warriors in here, best card in the format, hands down. Book of Moon's also being played at 3 in this deck. Cosmic Cyclone is at 2. Both of these cards are probably our best quick play spells of the format, so it doesn't make it, or it makes plenty of sense why it is in this deck. And then Zone of the Spirit, arguably better than DD Warrior Lady, should not be in the game, steals games, is at 3 in this format. And it's good in this deck in particular, which is crazy to think about, because you activate it during your opponent's turn, and it gets over the you can't no more special summon restriction on this skill. So you just summon it during your opponent's end phase. Go into your turn, steal your opponent's monster, summon your Paris or your Moss, and then you got 2 attackers that are over 4,000 damage per game. The side deck is going to be Defusion at 2. This is a really good card in the current format. I like it a lot. It hits the Dragoon, so yeah, that's really good. Not only that, it hits XYZ, so it's like kind of the perfect card for this format. Mind Crush is in this deck, in this side deck. This is for the Cyber Angels, which makes sense. I'm surprised I didn't see any Cyber Angels in top 4. Spoiler alert, but yeah, Mind Crush is one of the banes to their existence, so that's being played at 2 in the side. 1 Waking the Dragon for our fusion package, which is the average fusion package that you usually see, and then 1 Straight Flush. This is, kind of great, this format, because you just destroy David Warriors with it. Not only are you destroying David Warriors with it, you're destroying any spell trap deck that kind of like fills their field with spell trap cards. Moving on to 3rd place, we have Tetra. Again, we're playing another Moss deck. It's, has a lot of similarities to the last one, but there are a lot of differences. We have our double Moss, we have our Parasites, we have our Warrior Ladies, we have our Breakers. Like, that is normal. Instead of playing Jinzo and, like Cool Dead Punk did, Tetra plays Cyber Dragon in his list, which worked really well. Tetra was my only loss in this tournament, so giving you a little bit of an idea. He got 3rd place, so yeah. Cyber Dragon is in this deck at 1. Triple Book of Moon, as always. I'm not playing the Cosmic Cyclones in this deck. We're actually opting to play the Dust Tornadoes instead, which is something my list played. I did not play Cosmics in my Moss list. I also played Moss, by the way. Yeah, so he opted to play the Dust Tornado as well, which I think is the smart option in this format. And then he played Nightmare Wheel at 2, which is really good. And then also 1 Wall of Disruption. So, yeah, while Disruption is kind of crazy this format, I also highly recommend playing this card if you ever have the chance. Going to the side deck, we're also playing the Double D Fusion. No reason not to go over it. We do have one of the Cosmics in the side deck instead of the main deck, so that is also very, very nice. So, yeah, going into the next card, it's the Mind Crush, which, again, for the Cyber Angels. And then our third copy, a Nightmare Wheel, is also in the side deck. And then Sphere Kribo for the Spellproof matchup. So, yeah. I think this is all really good lineup for his side deck. I personally like this the most out of all the side decks. I like having like individual cards for each side deck card and having one that's maybe at two because you never really know what you're going to run into, and then this kind of gives you options of like what you can. And then the bluff or the waking, as always. And then moving on to second place is White Sauce. That's right, we got another Moth deck here. Oh man, isn't it crazy? You would think this is the best deck of the format. Again, playing the Parasite package, playing the Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, playing the Breakers at 3, playing the DD Warrior Lady, playing one Kaiko instead of Jinzo or Cyber Dragon. This got second place, so it means that it does well. You're bashing material or monsters in the graveyard, so that's very good because you're getting out cards that could be problematic in the future. We're playing the quick play package, being the double cosmic triple book, which is really good, and then we're playing the Zone of the Spirit also at 3. So yeah, this is pretty much your average Moss lineup. This is what you will see 9 chances out of 10, right? That's this list here. This card is usually whatever attack that somebody wants to throw in. Jinzo, Cyber Dragon, Kaiku. Like, whatever card you want to use, this card can be it, but you don't have a lot of wiggle room here. Jinzo is in the main deck, along with Santa Claus being in the main deck. I assume this is for the Spellproof matchup, because once you out the Jinzo with this, you're back in the game. You can tribute it off as a Parasite during your next turn, since you can't normal special summon the turn that you Santa Claus, or the turn that you Cocoon. And yeah, we got double Waking the Dragon again. The only difference from the Waking the Dragon package here is going to be the Dragoons being double Dragoon. This kind of shows us that this is the card they're trying to bring out with the Waking more than anything. So that's very strong in this deck, especially because you have all quick plays and trap cards. And then double Mind Crush again. This is going to be for the Cyber Angels. It hits a couple of other decks in the format, like Spellproof getting their Ally of Justice Colossus, if that's how you pronounce that name. But yeah, that's kind of what the Mind Crush is here for, is just to hit Cyber Angels. Ritual spells when they're called to the hand by Ritual Ceremony. Alright, and last but not least, the only not Moth deck of the format got first place. Like off top 4 got first place. And that's Gosniel. This guy is playing the skill Digging for Gold. This deck is crazy. 30 card pile of good stuff, It is so neat. I was looking at over the list and I was like, this guy has to win. Right? This guy has to win. Because, Mandelson, the owner of Speed Duel Tourneys, he sent me the deck list before top 4 concluded, and I was like, oh man, these are crazy. Looking at this deck in particular, I was like, Osnio, I hope he wins, and he did it. He got first. I'm proud of him. He did a good job. But yeah, going over the list, it's actually insane. There's a lot of unique stuff in here. We're going to throw him over to here since he's our only one of. But we played 2 Amazon Swordswomen. This is because we have a little bit of a burn package going on in this deck. This makes plenty of sense on why this card is in here. We got Breaker the Magical Warrior, playing it at 2 because we need to make room for the other cards that we want to be playing, right? We're playing DD Warrior Lady, which is crazy as well. Looking at it, playing it at 2. Exile Force also played at 2. These cards here are just for removal sake purposes, right? Then we got Lava Golem playing at 2. That way, again, you can remove cards, burn your opponent. Sphere Kribo to protect your life points, and then the one of Jinzo to protect yourself in case you absolutely need to from your opponent's burn cards. Book of Moon is being played at 2 in here. And then the other quick play we're playing in the main deck is Half Shut. Using this with the Amazon Swordswoman, and it's nuts because you have your Amazon Swordswoman's attack, your opponent takes complete damage, and then you keep your Amazon Swordswoman till the next turn. So this card is so good for that reason. Mask of the Accursed is played at 1 in this deck. It equips your opponent's monster kind of it's exactly Nightmare Wheel, right? It's the same exact thing except it's an equip spell. That's really nice. And then two reinforcements. This is because you play so many warriors. You play three different ones with 6 copies in your entire deck. So this kind of becomes an extra copy of those monsters if you absolutely need it to be. Next is going to be the Dust Tornadoes. Again, this is perfect for this format right now. Cosmic Cyclones are too risky because of the 1,000 payment. And yeah, it's not really my favorite card of the format. So I play Dust Tornadoes over it right now in most of my decks. Floodgate Trap Hole is also being played in this deck. This is the perfect out for the Cyber Angel package. Also, any real problematic deck that you can run into, say Moss. So they summon the Moss. You have the Warrior Lady. They're taking a bunch of damage next turn because you set it face down. Nightmare Wheel is also played at 2. This is to freeze monsters in place, a lot like the Mask of the Cursed. But we're playing at 2 in this build. Woboku to protect your monsters, assuming this would be the Swordswoman. Also, you can protect your DD Warrior Ladies in case you don't want to banish specific cards or take damage to utilize it. So it's really, really good. And then Zone of the Spirit is also being played in this deck at 3 because, best card in the game. Why would you not play it at 3? Side deck is really interesting as well, where we have our triple copy of our Woboku in our side. We also have another copy of the Jinzo. We play a lot of trap cards, so I was really surprised to see this double copy being in the side. But hey, I'm not here to judge. If you ran into the David Warriors, like this is David Warriors, by the way, this is a good card to throw in against it. Sphere Karibos is going to be in the deck as well. Just as your third copy, assuming for the spellproof matchup, but you play a shit ton of trap cards, so you're probably not going to be utilizing it too much. And then another Floodgate, it's just a good card to have, and I would side it in for Cyber Angel 100%. And then lastly, we play Double Waking the Dragon, and this is our Waking the Dragon. Instead of playing the Double Dragoon, we're playing Double Arcana Knight Joker. So that's going to be the card that they're trying to bring out the most, is the Arcana Knight. Digging for gold, banishes 3 cards from your graveyard to draw a card. But yeah, congratulations, Scott. Like I said, this was the most interesting deck out of the top 4. If you guys are interested in building this deck or trying it out, highly recommend it. It's David Warriors after all. It's going to be nuts. Personally, I like this deck a lot, and if you haven't tried it yet, highly recommend checking it out. But I hope you all enjoy this type of content. Hope you all look forward to the next tournament coming out of Speed Duel Tourneys, hosted by Mandelson. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.